Okay, it's January, September, let's say 22nd? 20th, September 20th, 2006. We're gonna start work on the first drum track. This is song number 1, so wish me luck. Alrighty. Let's begin this record. Ugh.
On this particular album, we're all extremely excited about it because we feel that it is the epitome of what Dream Theater music is, in every aspect.
We still want to make music that's vital and energetic and inspired, and I think we're doing that. We don't feel bored and like, what do we do now? Another album? We still get charged. We still get excited writing music together.
It's a great, intense working process.
Being in the studio is a great environment. I love that environment, being there and being there throughout the writing process, and then being able to be in that headspace when you're in the recording process. I love that. I love that whole process. I think it's so cool. It's so exciting. It's fresh.
After the Radio City show in April of 2006, we took off the summer, and it was the band's first summer off in over 10 years. So we took some much-deserved time off and spent some time with our families and got reconnected with them. And then we reconvened in September of 2006 at Avatar Studios in New York City. We worked with a new engineer for the first time in many, many years. We worked with Paul Northfield, who's done so many great albums, from Rush's Moving Pictures and Permanent Waves all the way to Operation Mindcrime by Queensryche. So many albums that really inspired us, when we were younger. And like we've done with many of our recent albums through the years, we actually just moved into the studio and wrote and recorded simultaneously.
We're set up in the studio. We got all of our gear. We're in a huge room. We're in a circle, and we go to work, and you basically were just jamming. We're coming up with ideas. We're improvising. We're all set up to record, so anything that we come up with is immediately recorded.
And the whole process took about 5 or 6 months. You know, we started in September 2006 and we wrapped it and delivered it in February of 2007. Hello, Jordan.
Hello.
Welcome to another album.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on the session so far?
Very inspiring. We're doing our usual crazy thing, creating many riffs.
Mm-hmm. Many riffs, as can be seen on this chart.
Yeah.
In the Presence of Enemies, it turned out to be the two-parter. So that was the first thing we came in, and you know, after however many months off that we had, 5 or 6 months, and we wrote this thing that was very progressive, very long. I forget the total length of it before we broke it up, and very much the epitome of a Dream Theater creation. And I remember feeling really good about this, like from the get-go. You know, wow, this album is going to be great. So it sort of set the tone for the whole thing.
We kind of started with a completely open palette to work with. The last few albums, we kind of went in with a game plan. You know, Scenes from Memory was a concept album. Train of Thought, we wanted to be like a balls-to-the-wall album from start to finish. Octavarium, we had this big grand concept. So when it came time to make this album, there wasn't a preconceived direction, and that was almost a conscious decision. I actually had a few ideas before we started the album, and I was like, you know, should I bring them up, or should we just roll with it and see what comes out? And the ideas that I did have, I ended up not bringing up just to see what would happen. And within the first couple days and weeks of writing, we just went with whatever came out. And that's kind of the way we used to do it in the old days. You know, we would just show up at rehearsal and just plug in and see what happens. And that's what happened with this album. And it was actually a really fresh, inspiring way to work. Michael Wilton said his favorite Petrucci story is your nightmare of playing so fast that it turned into one note. He says he still tells that story.
That's really funny. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
I also have another nightmare that I picked so fast that the string started to smoke and then it popped. And like little smoke comes out and the string breaks. Here you go.
We can add it in CGI on this video right here.
I lost my pick. It fell out. It's a little Pac-Man-y.
You hate those sounds, right?
It's the popcorn sound.
It's a little Pac-Man.
Nice.
Ouch. Check.
Pick you up.
As far as the darkness element, all of my lyrics on this album are written from a fictional viewpoint. It's almost like fantasy writing, and to me, the dark angle is always the more interesting more rock and roll, more metal. To me, it fits better. It's a lot easier to kind of dive into that subject matter.